Okay guys, today we're going to install the ImoLaza sprinkler controller here at the neighbor's house. It's a good looking little controller. Comes with your mounting instructions, all your instructions in here. It actually comes with these stickers so that you can label what wire goes to what when you take your old controller off, if you are taking another controller off. So we're going to throw these stickers on, pull the old controller off really quick. We'll get started on this one. While he's pulling that, we've got the weatherproof enclosure. Came with a mounting template. Good looking little enclosure. It's got this power adapter inside of it, so you can actually hardwire directly in, which is nice because he does just have hardwire run directly to this. So having the power box inside of here is going to be really convenient. One thing that I have noticed about this, it did not come with any grommets on the bottom here for these holes, which, you know, obviously that's on the bottom, so water's not going to get in there, but other elements might, bugs, stuff like that. So that's something that I would recommend or like to see on this, that there's some sort of rubber grommet that you can put in here to help seal that. I don't know if it's just this one, but obviously there's a clip here to hold it closed, but it's popping open without even pushing that clip. So we'll just kind of tie it closed to help hold it, to make sure it doesn't open up in wind or anything like that.
It does come with a very nice drill template for mounting it. It's got 3 clearly marked spots where you want to drill your holes, and it also comes with anchors as well. So I'm using the template here, drill the holes out, and then once all the holes were drilled out, I went back and put all the anchors in to help hold it into place.
That's not going anywhere.
What we're doing here is hooking up all of the wires, the power wires. When we were doing that, we did find that the power wires inside of the enclosure were not stripped long enough, so I had to actually strip those a little bit longer, which was no big deal. Then we hooked up all of the zones and the commons for the sprinkler system itself.
Green lights.
Yeah, green's good.
All right, we've got it in, hooked up. Now we're going to get it all programmed.
Once you have an account set up on the ImoLaza app, you're going to click Add New Controller. Follow the steps. Make sure you use precise location when you're setting this up, because it does pull from the local weather stations. You'll then want to go through, add all your Wi-Fi information, get set up and logged into your Wi-Fi. It'll take a second for it to fully connect, but once it's all connected, you're set and ready to go through the full setup of the app. Here you can rename it to whatever you want to name it. We just left it as is for the time being. Next, you're going to want to get your address added. Once you have found your address in here, it will recommend the closest weather station. This weather station is just barely over a mile away from us. Super close, therefore you're going to get super accurate weather readings. From here, you're just going to set up the zones, go through each zone. As you saw, it was an 8-zone controller, which we only used 5 of the zones. We just disabled the other 3. No big deal on that. You can actually add pictures. You can go through and select cool season, warm season, shrubs, trees, annuals, perennials. So if you're running it in a garden on a drip line, you can select those as well. We are using the cool season grass. On this zone, we're using a fixed sprinkler head, so just your standard sprinkler head. So we select that. You can modify your application rate. You select your soil type. If you have something different, you can enter that in, but you can adjust the available water in it as well. Next, you're going to select how much sun, what type of slope there is to it, the size of the area, and then allowed depletion. So you can adjust how much you want the water to deplete before it's going to re-water that zone again. For now, we just left this at 50% and moved on to the next. You'll notice there is a test zone, which once you go through and test the zone, or set up the zone, you can test it. And as you can see here, this is testing zone 3. You just want to run through these tests to make sure that it is in fact running each zone. Make sure you have everything wired up correctly. Once you do, just move on to the next. It'll end it, and you can carry on from there. You'll want to go through, make sure you set up every zone that you're going to be running how you want it. Obviously, this was all just cool season grass. We did have different sprinkler types in the gear heads, so we set those up for those zones, made sure everything tested out and worked correctly, and then finished up. Once you are all finished, there's going to be a small update. Let that update run through. Once the update is all completed, it's going to take you here to the home screen where you can see the most accurate weather rating from that close weather station. Scroll down, you can see your water usage over the current day or most recent month, and then you can go into your schedules and get those set up. We are going to set up the new grass schedule. The reason being, we have new grass seed down. We want to make sure that we get plenty of water on there to help with the germination. You can set up to 24 start times, which is incredible. I've never seen that many. So I'm just making sure all the zones are selected, setting up the amount of times and for how long here. Then in the next screen, you're going to see the cycle soak feature. What this is going to allow you to do is it will stop part of the way through your actual watering time and move on to the next and actually leave a delay between. What this helps with is allowing the water to actually soak into the soil opposed to running off. And that way you'll get a deeper watering with less water actually put down. So it's a lot more effective that way. Here you can select to skip for rain or freeze or wind. We actually forgot to click the box to skip for rain, so it was watering while it was raining. We later went back, set that up, and then it started skipping for any rain. But make sure you pay attention to that when you do set this all up, that you have it selected to skip for rain so that you're not just wasting water. Now that we have this schedule all set up, you can see it here on the calendar. Obviously, we've got this every day for the time being until that new grass seed starts to come in. Here you'll see I'm adding a second schedule, which is the ImoLaza special ET schedule, which is using an algorithm to determine how much is actually evaporating off. Making sure I've got all of the zones set up that we're actually using. It's giving me an automatic recommended time per each zone. And then here I am going to select the Smart Cycle Soak for that soaking in functionality. Again, making sure to skip for rain is selected here. Selecting any day, that way it will automatically determine what day to run it for you. And then we're going to kick this out to the beginning of June, as we don't need this till after the grass seed actually comes in. We're setting this up to end before sunrise, about 30 minutes before sunrise, and then naming this schedule to the automatic watering. Once you have finished and confirmed this, you will be able to see it on your schedules page here. Obviously, we've got two because we've got the new seed and the auto schedule. We'll just shut off the new seed once that grass does germinate again. Once you're all done with this, you can go into each individual zone. You can play with all of the settings that you previously set up on there. Like I said, you can add photos to these, so if you want to take a picture of each area where the zone is, you can add those in there and just kind of play with it a little bit. You can run a quick run, you can adjust water levels, whatever you want to do. There's a lot of fun things that you can do inside of this app, and it's actually rather impressive. Honestly, after having this running for about a week and a half, overall, I'm really happy with this. I love that it is using, the closest weather station to get the most accurate weather readings. It's got tons of features. When you're doing a new grass seed, it's already got that type of schedule built into the controller, which is honestly amazing. The fact that you can run it up to 24 times in a day, I mean, once every hour if you want to. Not necessary, but that's rather incredible that you can do that. This function right here is really cool, standby mode. You can turn on standby mode, so it'll automatically stop trying to run your sprinklers every year if you want to. Obviously, you still want to shut off the water, blow out your system, everything like that for winter, but you can have it set up so it's going to automatically stop running your sprinklers for you. All in all, I would say that this is an incredible controller. It is more than I could have imagined, and the fact that it connects to the local weather station is rather impressive. There's also no subscription that I can find to this, which is really nice because a lot of these high advanced controllers that are going to be using weather, you've got to pay for subscriptions. So I'd recommend going out, getting one of these, and getting yourself some water savings right away. In the long run, it's going to save you a ton of money from what I am seeing as far as its functionalities. And overall, it's very responsive, very good at what it's doing. I haven't tested the ET functionality yet, but for everything else that it's doing, it's working perfectly. I'm not upset with it at all. If you click the link in the description or in my profile, it'll take you to the Amazon listing and you can purchase it directly there. Thanks again so much for watching, you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow along for more.